Hello guys, welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to be talking about the Manchester City allegations, the 150 charges. Basically they've been charged for a bunch of stuff. The 115 charges being financial information, failure to cooperate, player manager remuneration, PSR breaches, UEFA FFP breaches, and that adds up to 54, 35, 14, 7, and 5, which means the total is 115. So basically, I think they should probably get sued and maybe replace whatever team's going to get 100. So when the season ends, whatever team's going to get relegated, they should replace it with Man City instead to get relegated.
Yeah, honestly, I think if the Premier League doesn't make a verdict and they have to share that information with us, they have to share, this is what we have, this is the evidence that we have, this is the evidence that we don't have and need. And then when they got the information to that, they need to give us that when they get the information to that. But the thing is, if the Premier League's like, no, that's privacy to us, we're not making any verdict, then I think the Premier League is stumbling a bit, and UEFA, which is their European competitions, are also getting by Man City. UEFA and the Football Association should punish Crystal Palace and Man City separately with different point deductions. For Man City, I would say around 80 point deduction, and for Crystal Palace, I would say a 10-point deduction.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And also, basically, it says Manchester City are facing one of the biggest financial fraud cases in Premier League history. The City are eventually found guilty should other clubs sue them. The Premier League brought 115 alleged breaches against Man City, covering areas including financial information, player manager payments, UEFA rules, profitability and sustainability rules, and cooperation with the investigation. But remember, these are allegations, not proven offences. So what happens if City are found guilty? Well, clubs are potentially argued that they suffer financial losses because of the alleged breaches. For example, imagine a club narrowly misses out on Champions League football, or another club is relegated, and it can demonstrate that City's conduct directly affected the outcome. Compensation then be demanded. That could open up a huge legal battle, and then there's the Premier League punishment: a point deduction, massive fine, transfer restrictions, title consequences, or potentially even more serious sanction could all be a part of the debate. But the exact punishment would depend on what the independent commission actually finds. So, should rival clubs sue Manchester City if they're found guilty? Let me know what you think. And remember, until the verdict is delivered, Manchester City are accused, not convicted. So basically, they've been found with a lot of charges. I think they should personally probably get sued.
Yeah. I think UEFA has to sue them because, as you just said there, Man City has been having some charges against UEFA, and I think UEFA should take responsibility as well to actually bring them to court, because that is unacceptable. That is unacceptable.
For real. So basically, I think sue them.
And right, the Premier League isn't the boss of where Man City goes. It's the Football Association. That's why they're called the Football Association English Premier League. And well, the Football Association owns that. So the Football Association should also be having some responsibility as well over the situation.
Also, basically, Premier League CEO Richard Martin has admitted that today it's taken longer than expected. He said he understands why people are frustrated, but stressed that the independent process has to run its course. There is no confirmed verdict date. Martin haven't given a timetable for when the decision will arrive. The case is particularly complicated because it also involves detailed financial evidence and legal arguments. Once the Commission reaches its decision, the report also has to go through a legal review and redaction before publication. City continues to deny the allegations and have maintained that they have done nothing wrong. Reports also say that the case may involve around 130 alleged breaches rather than 115 originally announced, although 115 charges remains a commonly used description. So yeah, so basically it's been like Man City 115 charges, still no verdict, and after nearly 2 years, Premier League boss speaks out. Pretty much, that's kind of like the key event.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to say or not?
Yes. So obviously, if the Premier League doesn't make a verdict, the Premier League is like, oh, we're not making a verdict. Then, you see how the Premier League is owned by a football association and Community Shield and everything. The football association says, okay, if you're not going to make a verdict, we're going to make a verdict. We are going to take action. And then UEFA needs to step in and say, we're going to press charges against Manchester City and revoke them 80 points. And if the Premier League doesn't make a verdict about the Crystal Palace situation, well, then the FA should say that is a disgrace. You've just came out of your court case. And then the FA says, we're going to sentence you to a 10-point deduction, as the judge says. So, yeah.
Also, I'm going to be living the Arsenal versus Coventry City match as well.
Oh, same.
Yeah, that one's going to be a good one, isn't it? We can do live reactions and then, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I do live watch-alongs on my other channel.
Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you later.